What is good, everybody, and welcome to the first live stream of us having monetization. I just want to give a big shout out to everyone that was with me along the way. I appreciate you guys, and we're only going to grow from here. So today we're watching a roundtable where Trump is going to be addressing the Texas flooding. So let's go ahead and get right into that.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much, everybody. Well, this is a tough one. And
Oh, his mic's muted. Somebody's got to fix that.
we just were making a little tour of the area. It's hard to believe the devastation. Trees that are 100 years old just ripped out of the ground. I've never seen anything like it. I've seen a lot of bad ones. I've gone to a lot of hurricanes, a lot of tornadoes. I've never seen anything like this. This is a bad one. We just visited with incredible families that, look, they've been devastated. They lost their child or two children, and just hard to believe what, I've never seen anything like it. A little narrow river that becomes a monster, and that's what happened. But the First Lady and I are here in Texas to express the love and support and the anguish of our entire nation in the aftermath of this really horrific and deadly flood. Nobody has any idea how and why a thing like this could happen in Texas. It's, and by the way, I have to tell you, the people here, first responders, the sheriff's office, all of the police, law enforcement, they've done an unbelievable job. And in speaking to the parents, they said everybody has been so professional, from the governor to the senators, all the way down to the local people on the site that really are a little bit used to this. They've been looking at this for years, but in much smaller doses, much smaller doses. 12 years ago, and then in 1932, they had a real bad one, but that bad one was half of what this was. But I was speaking to some of the great people in the town, and they said, no, every year we get a little bit, but it was like a little bit of a flood, right? You were telling me, and it was just a flood. We got used to it. We had people, and we took care of it, and this year it was like, what's going on, right? So all across the country, Americans' hearts are shattered. I had to be here as president. First Lady wanted to be here. And, all the beautiful souls, and we're filled with grief and devastation. The loss of life. And unfortunately, they're still looking. They're still looking. There's a lot of missing children, possibly, mostly, we don't know, but they're still looking. And they'll find everybody, but it's not an easy thing. You would think it would be easy. It's very tough. I looked at what they're going through, what they have to do. But dozens and dozens of precious children taken from us with such, I looked at the pictures of almost all of them, and it's terrible. Following a torrential downpour, the worst that anyone's ever seen, Guadalupe River rose 26 feet in less than 45 minutes, and I've even heard it went well over 30 feet. There's one story that one person said it had to be 60 feet at one moment. This is like a giant, giant wave in the Pacific Ocean that the best surfers in the world would be afraid to surf. And it unleashed a catastrophic flooding as most residents were asleep in their beds. A very dark evening. The waters claimed at least 135, 140 lives. They're getting that count, but the count that they don't have is how many are still missing. But a lot of lives, a lot of young angels. At the Girls Christian Summer Camp, known as Camp Mystic, a legendary camp, a camp that people would want to go to from all over the country. People, parents, they come and they would stay with their children. They'd stay in other cabins just to be with their children, but a legendary place. They were there because they loved God, and as we grieve this unthinkable tragedy, We take comfort in the knowledge that God has welcomed those little, beautiful girls into his comforting arms in heaven. And we believe that, have to
Chat, this
believe
is
that.
even worse when
And
it's
we
talking
do.
about little, like,
And we lost
kids.
some wonderful people beyond the little girls. We lost
Let me
some
turn him
very
down just a
brave
tad.
men and women that tried to save the girls.
Whether or not he cares or
As
not, Tanuki, it's still
our
depressing.
nation, we mourn
it's a
for
hit for
every
our
single
nation for
life that
sure.
was swept away in the flood, and we pray for the families that are left behind. It's amazing the incredible spirit from those families. I don't know. I don't even know how they do it. But moments ago, Melania and I spent a lot of time with them. That's why we're a little late. I think this was a good reason to be late, frankly. And we just gave our warmest condolences. But you say to yourself, you know, how do you give condolences? How do you do that to a young person that 3 days ago was here, 4 days ago was here and vibrant, and now is no longer here? The search for the missing continues. The people that are doing it are unbelievable people. That you couldn't get better people than this anywhere, Christy, right? Anywhere in the world, you couldn't get better people. And they're doing the job like I don't think anybody else could, frankly. And I want to thank them. I want to thank all of these great first responders who raced into very grave danger. We have some people that were incredible. The single Coast Guard rescue crew saved an incredible 169 children at Camp Mystic, 169. And the camp staff was also incredibly courageous. Are those Coast Guard people around here someplace? Because I hear some incredible people. And I actually...
What is he doing now?
Scott Ruskin, is he around? Where's Scott?
He's not here right now, sir, but
So-
he will be here later, and I will be
Oh, okay. Will you let him
presenting
know?
them with some, I'll let him
And
know.
John Dunn, the owner of the Hunt store, was a flood. Where are you? Okay, good. We spoke a little while ago, and it sort of, John was telling me some stories about that store, and it was just really amazing.
Yes, Mr. President. First, let me correct. I was owner of the Hunt store from 2013 till April of last year, where I actually sold the store to Haley and BB Lehrman, who are excellent operators, and they're on the ground right now in Hunt, leading the effort there together with
Good.
the fire department, the churches, the schools, what have you.
Good.
And they're doing a phenomenal job.
Good job.
My role in it is I had seller finance the deal, and
You're
so
going to
I'm-
bring it back?
I'm absolutely going to bring it back.
And the
together
walls
with
are up,
Haley
the two
and BB.
walls are up, and you're
Look,
going
it's- there's belief out
Are
there.
they
that
saying
it's
this man
a
hopped
total
out and was
loss.
saving
It's-
kids?
It's not. Gentleman by the name of Larry Graham put up some incredible
think that's right,
walls
G,
in
okay?
1973. And he's a great engineer, and those walls are still standing.
Save the walls.
Save the walls.
Oh, yeah.
And the goal
Save
is,
the
and
walls.
I think we can get it done between Haley, BB, myself, and some outside help that we're going to be getting. I think we're going to get it reopened very quickly.
Good.
I think it's important to get it open quickly because once we do, the community can get back to a sense of normalcy. I think it'll be good for the community. I think it'll accelerate the recovery process. There's a lot that has to be done, but I'm impressed and very pleased with the resources that I think are going to become available through the conversations with Chip Roy, Governor Abbott's office, and others,
Good.
that we will get it done quickly. Yes, sir.
Thanks, John. Good luck with it. Okay, I'm sure you will. The search for the missing is continuing, as you know, and today I especially want to thank all of these incredible people from the Coast Guard, and you'll give my regards in particular to some of the people we mentioned. Every American should be inspired by what's taken place during this short period of time, and I want to thank Governor Abbott. He's an amazing guy. We come very, very close politically and personally, and we've had a tremendous relationship with Texas. I guess Texas brought us together. We were together fine, but now we're together a lot more, and I want to thank Cecilia, your great wife, who's been our friend for a long time. The job you do is really incredible in so many different ways, including with the border and every different way. Admired by everybody. Secretaries, Kristi Noem, Brooke Rollins, Scott Turner, and Administrator Kelly Loeffler, they all wanted to be here. Some of them hopped on the plane with me. Senators John Cornyn and Ted Cruz, you're here among us. And thank you very much. Our great Lieutenant Governor, I see you sitting there. I don't know if they even have your name down, but when I'm here, your name is down, right? He's doing a good job, always did. Always did. Also,
Chat,
numerous
looks like
members
Polls
of
is
Congress,
pretty
including
close.
Chip Roy.
Pretty close.
From the district. This is Chip's district. I had a lot of time last week we spent with Chip Roy getting that great, big, beautiful bill passed. And who would have thought, and he's not easy, but he's good. Where is he? Where's Chip? Who would have thought this was going to happen? And he called because we had a big ceremony set up. And he said, you know, we have a little bit of a flood here, and I think it's going to be a little bit, I better stay here. I better not come back and go to it. And he wanted to be there. He was a part of it, a big part of it. And then he called again, and he said, this is bad. And then
Yo,
it got
Nick,
really
thank
bad,
you for the
far
sub on
beyond
YouTube, my
your
man. Welcome
worst,
in.
wildest imagination, right? So thank you very much, Chip. I appreciate it. And Brian Babin also is, I don't know if Brian's here. But we do have, and I have to just give some of the names because it's very unusual. Nathaniel Moran, Dan Crenshaw, all of these people wanted to be here. Keith Self, Jake Elzey, August Pfluger, Craig Goldman, Ronnie Jackson. Where are you people? Are you here? You're all here? Where's Ronnie Jackson? Ronnie Jackson, what a person. Every one of these people is so incredible. Randy Weber, Pete Sessions, Tony Gonzalez. Well, we have everybody. Beth Van Dyne. Hi, Beth. Hi, Beth. Roger Williams.
I'll show you these guys real quick.
Brandon
They're this
Gill.
back
Hi,
row.
Roger. Brandon, you're here? Yes. Thanks, Brandon. Doing a good job, Brandon. Michael Cloud.
It's
John
like roll
Carter,
call.
and Wesley Hunt. And we have others, but I'm not, we have to get on with it. But I did want to ask Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick. He's been my friend from the beginning. He's been the chairman of all three of my campaigns. And all I know is we won by record amounts. So I guess you were a pretty good chairman, right, Dan? And his son is fantastic, too. But Attorney General Ken Paxton. Ken's around here someplace. Hi, Ken. Hi. And Director of the Texas Department of Public Safety, Freeman Martin. Freeman, thank you very much. You're doing an amazing job. Texas Chief of Emergency Management, Nim Kidd. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for greeting us, too. Major General Thomas Seltzer of the Texas Military Department. Thomas, great job. Thank you. Really good job. And many other officials and government, everybody is here. You know, it's amazing. I do these things, and often you just don't have a turnout like this. Half of government is here, but my administration is doing everything in its power to help Texas, and I can tell you that, and the governor will be the first to tell you that when the request was made for the emergency funds, Christie, I think we gave it within about 2 minutes, maybe less. And they had everything they needed, right, immediately. So we've deployed over 400 first responders and assisted or enabled more than 1,500 rescues. Amazing, 1,500. Customs and Border Protection and the U.S. Coast Guard have deployed numerous search and rescue crews, and they're all over the territory, and trauma teams. And beyond this area, the governor
Let me know
was
what your
saying we
political
have,
party is, chat.
we've got a
Everybody
little
put
bit
your political
beyond this
party in this
area.
poll.
There's Dr. Phil. Look at Dr. Phil. You're looking good, Phil. This is a hell of a situation, isn't it, huh? FEMA has deployed multiple emergency response units, and FEMA has been really headed by some very good people. We have some good people running FEMA. It's about time, right? We get some good ones. They failed us in North Carolina, but when we got in on January 20th, they fixed it up in no time. And the Army Corps of Engineers is always around and always strong and brilliant. We're also taking historic action to ensure that such a nightmare never happens again. And we're going to look and see how can a thing like this, they could say it's a 100-year. Somebody said it's a 500-year event. It doesn't. We're not going to let a thing like this happen again where it can wreak this kind of devastation.
It's a natural
Earlier this year,
disaster.
I directed a sweeping
what do we
review
plan to
of
do to
the
stop that?
preparedness and critical infrastructure. I think, again, I have to say, whenever I say that, I have to say that the level of professionalism was incredible. but we'll all work together to find out exactly what can be done, because they do want to rebuild, and they're going to. I just want to say we have a wonderful First Lady, and she's done a great job as First Lady, and she really very special woman when she saw what and met the people that we met just a little while ago. It's very devastating. And would you like to say a few words, honey?
My deepest sympathy to all of the parents who lost beautiful young souls. Deepest sympathy from all of us to the community, to everybody who lost a loved one. We are grieving with you. Our nation is grieving with you. We just met with the wonderful families. We pray with them, we hug, we hold hands. They share the stories, and I met beautiful young ladies. They gave me this special bracelet from the camp in honor of all of the little girls that they lost their lives.
That's
We are
sad.
here to honor them and also to give the support, help, and I will be back.
Chat, you're going crazy.
I promise.
What are you
to
guys
them,
talking about?
And I just pray for them and giving them my strength and love.
Thank you, honey. It's very nice. Thank you very much. So I just want to say God bless you all, and I'd like to ask Governor Abbott to say a few words, please. Thank you.
Well, first of all, thank you, Mr. President, and thank you, First Lady. The first thing both of you mentioned were the lives that were affected by this. Whenever there's a disaster or catastrophe, the first thing we focus on is saving lives, prioritizing those lives. Every minute, every hour counts. And,
Yo, Greg, thank you
that's
for the
what
sub
Chief
on
Jim
YouTube.
Kidd
Welcome
focused
in.
on, what the local officials focused on, what the state focused on, but also what your administration did. On the very day of the flood, the Coast Guard literally saving lives right and left, and we cannot thank you enough for deploying the Coast Guard, deploying the resources, and as you pointed out, immediately when I made a request for a disaster declaration, you and your administration granted that. This is the fastest that I'm aware of any administration responding so swiftly, so collaboratively, so coordinated as we have in response to this. Thank you for that major disaster declaration. It ensures that we're going to be able to more effectively respond and help rebuild. And let me make one thing clear about the Hunt store. We will rebuild the Hunt store very quickly right here in Hunt, Texas.
Thank you, Governor.
Also, I too want to thank all the
Look at
first
Trump
responders.
teasing.
And we have many of
Aw.
our legislators over here. I want to thank them for stepping up and being here constantly, as well as state officials who join with us. And as we've said before, we remain committed. We're here for the long run. We will maintain our operations to search and find everybody that we can, as well as ensure that we're going to rebuild this community from Hunt to Camp Mystic to Kerrville down below. We are
Yo,
committed
Martin,
for the long
thank you
run,
for the sub
not
on
just to
YouTube. Welcome
rebuild,
in.
but to rebuild in a better way. I have received a lot of detail, even from the president himself, about ways that we can do a better job in the rebuilding process, and we will put all of that to work. We have a special session beginning
And
in 10
Mike,
days
thank you for the sub on
when
YouTube.
we're
Welcome in.
going to start working legislatively to make sure that we address every challenge that the people of this entire region, including the Central Texas region, make sure we help rebuild the families and communities of all of them. But we would not have been able to do that the way that we have had it not been for you, your commitment to Texas. I know you love Texas, and Texas loves you. We appreciate you showing up, and because of your swift and effective response, we're better positioned to deliver on all those commitments than ever before.
Thank you, Governor. That's very nice. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Christy, would you like to say something? Fantastic job you've done.
Well, Mr. President, I just want to thank you for coming and being here today, and to our First Lady as well. Your heart is evident for the people of Texas, and by you coming here and spending the day and taking the time to spend so much time with the families, I've spoken with many of them over the last several days, and they're so grateful for you that not only are you here to come and walk alongside of them, but to spend time with them and to deploy resources to help support the governor and his team, I think has meant the world, not just to those that are making the decisions, but to all of those down to the ones who have lost their children and are those who are still looking for their children. So that's the hardest part about the situation we have here today, sir, is that when you have a disaster like this, I believe this is an unprecedented event. I haven't heard in my knowledge, know of a flood that happened like this before. So, you know, in our experience, we know that it's at least a 1 in 1,000 year flood that hit this area.
Yeah,
in
Chad,
an unprecedented
this one
way.
was
And
really bad.
emergencies and
It's ridiculous
disasters are
how huge
always
this was.
locally executed.
Pets are
The
still
state
missing.
manages
Kids are still
them,
missing.
And then the federal government comes in and supports that. What we are doing here, sir, is empowering the state and the local officials to make the best decisions for their people, because they know their people, they know their community, and when they ask, then we come in and support them. So thank you for being a president who trusts people, who lets them use the responsibility that they have to make the best decisions for their families, for their communities, and we come in and we support them in that. So I can't thank you for helping us making such quick decisions, for Nim and his team, and the governor is absolutely fantastic. Every time I picked up the phone and was here, the lieutenant governor was available, the entire team, the Coast Guard and the Border Patrol were absolute amazing resources on the ground immediately, and we've had over 700 different FEMA employees and volunteers here as well that are engaged, and so all of your assets that you have as a federal government are deployed to help this community restore, but also to heal. I would just ask everybody in the room to remember to love on
Guys,
each other.
this
too,
isn't about Trump
and
today. This
to,
is about Texas.
tell stories and memories and of that's how the greatest fear when you lose someone in your life is that people will forget them. So tell the stories that you knew and write them down and remember them, because nobody wants their loved one that they don't have anymore to ever be forgotten.
Thanks, Christy. Appreciate it. Nim, would you
Okay,
say a
now
few
talk
words,
about
please?
Trump.
Done a
Mr.
fantastic
President.
job working with Christy and everybody else. Thank you. Go
Yes,
ahead.
sir. Thank you
Not
both
her.
for being here. Our hearts are broken, but they fuel the engine that drives this response for this community. These local first responders are the best in the nation. They put their lives on the line. Our volunteer firefighters that were out there putting their lives on the line, knowing that their homes were at risk. You have the best in the nation right here at the local level. Governor Abbott declared 21 Texas counties for this weather event under a state of disaster declaration. Your immediate declaration for individual assistance and public assistance will help us rebuild and recover. We've had over 2,200 state agency response personnel assisting our local government partners. But Mr. President, here's a staggering number. Over 12,300 volunteers have shown up here
Oh,
out of
wow.
love to support this community.
That's a
Just
lot.
imagine,
I'm
working 10
proud,
hours a day,
actually.
7 days into this event right now. That's over 861,000 hours of volunteer support right here.
I'm proud about that.
19 other states have sent resources to us. Secretary Noem, thank you for the coordination and the effort on that. Your team has been phenomenal. We will continue the search nonstop. We will continue debris removal, and we will help this community rebuild. We're ready, sir.
Thank you for a really great job you've done, and the coordination's
Short
been
and sweet. I
incredible
like
with
this
us
guy.
and everybody else. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Dr. Phil, I see you sitting there, and this might be a time for you to give us some
Dr.
of your
Phil?
words of wisdom.
Oh my, it is
If you
Dr.
will.
Phil.
Thank you.
Chad, how do we not see
Thank you.
him? It's fucking Dr. Phil. Jesse, thank you for
I've
the
talked
sub
to
on YouTube.
families
Welcome
and,
in. What? How the fuck did we
survivors,
miss that?
Parents and grandparents, and the truth is, we know psychologically that the number one stressor that we can experience in life is the loss of a child. And the worst situation that we can experience that is when it's sudden and when it's violent. That's the worst thing that can happen stress-wise in life. And you know, it's people say, well, you know, you get over it in time. You will. The truth is, you never get over it. You get through it. And one of the things Secretary Noem was just talking about, no truer words could be said, that it's cathartic to talk about this. And there's a collective consciousness in these communities down here. This
Yo,
is
Chad, does
why
anybody else feel
country
weird
here,
just
Texas
listening to
is home
Dr.
for
Phil?
me. And
Right.
and
That's
there's
crazy.
a collective consciousness here
W.
And
Dr. Phil.
everybody in these communities suffered this loss at some level, and so everybody shares that, and so everybody shares the healing. And that will come through here. Everybody will rally together, and this is about faith, and it's about family, and it's truly about community. And
Yo,
it
Michael
says
and
Texas
Michelle, thank you
Strong
for the sub on YouTube. Welcome
on
in.
front of on the desk that you're sitting at, and that's
Guys, we have a
that's
super
true
chat
because
goal
people
of
will come
10.
together,
10
and
super chats.
we
Any
need
amount,
to
dude. They're all
realize
TTS
that
read out. Have fun
giving
with
us
it.
a voice, and if you see someone in the store, everybody wonders, do I say something to them? I know they lost a child or a grandchild. Do I bring it up, or because they look like they're doing okay? The answer to that question is an unambiguous yes. You don't ever let them think you've moved on from it. It's okay to go and say, hey, look, I know about the loss. I
Hi,
share
says
that with
Uncle
you, and
Philly
I
out
love
here
you,
doing side quests. So
and
true.
We won't forget this, because
It's so funny.
these bright lights will go
Guy
away.
Boots, thank you for the sub on
Another
YouTube. Welcome
headline
in.
will come along, and people move on. Let them know we don't forget. We don't forget the loss. It will never go away, and we remember it. And these first responders down here, men and women that were diving into those waters. I've talked to a woman whose husband was standing on the bank of the river yelling
Well, I'm
to
glad
her
you made it,
father,
Joshua.
"Throw me your baby. Throw me your baby. Let me help you." Mr. President, there is a depth of root and caring here like you just
Justin Reed,
can't
thank you for the
believe
sub on
until
YouTube,
you
my
see
man.
it.
Welcome in.
And everybody here knows that. And it's so inspiring for you and the First Lady to come here and share this and see the fiber of these communities. That's why they rally around you and everything that you stand for here, from the border to the disasters. And it's not just a photo op for you to be here. People see your heart and believe in what you stand for. And God bless you for coming here and
Thank
doing
you.
this. It means a lot. God bless you.
Thank you. That was really beautiful. I'm glad we.
That was insane. I can't believe Dr. Phil came.
Words, Dan. Do you want to say a couple of words, Dan?
Who's
Please.
Dan? Who's going to
Lieutenant
follow
Governor.
Dr. Phil?
We spoke the morning immediately. You and I talked the very next morning, and he was right there.
Holy shit,
First
dude.
of all, Mr. President, First Lady,
Dr. Phil's interrupting people now?
a long
He's
time
important?
ago, I asked a pastor when I was going to see a hospital, a person in the hospital who didn't have long to live, and I said, what do I say? And they said, don't worry about what you say, just be there. So you and Madam First Lady, the two of you being here, sends a message. It paints a picture that words can't express, and it gives them hope. And the people of this community have become a family. I didn't know the mayor last week. I wish I didn't know him today under these circumstances. But we've become a family around this room, and it starts with you at the top, down to the governor, down to the statewide, down to the secretary.
Yo,
Christy
Jose,
Bell
thank
coming
you
in,
for the
she
sub
called
on
Saturday
YouTube, my
morning
man.
and
Welcome
said,
in.
the president wants me to be there today. And she came. And so that message is so important. Two things will get us through: our faith, so the people along this river are not standing on the rock of the bank of the river. They're standing on the rock of their faith. And that will get them through the struggles that you talk about. But you and the federal government will help us get through everything, all the debris that has to be taken away,
will.
all the rebuilding. And I know we can count on you. So from the bottom of my
You say
heart,
Phil's
on
not a
behalf of
doctor?
all
How did
these
he get here
families,
with the president then?
thank you for being here. You just can't measure how much it means to them.
Thank you very much, Dan. Great job. Appreciate it.
Nisa Chan, thank you for the sub
Do
on
you want to
YouTube.
take
Welcome
a couple
in.
of questions, Governor?
Nisi.
Would you want to do that? Do you want to? Sure. Is the press going to be respectful of this event, this horrible event, this horrible tragedy? Please, yes. Go ahead, please.
Holy shit, Yvette has super chatted $2.
Well, I think everyone did an incredible
Thank
job
you,
under
Yvette.
the
You're my first ever
circumstances. This
super
was,
chat.
I guess Christy said a 1 in
Appreciate
500,
you.
1 in
I'll remember
1,000
you.
years. And I just have admiration for the job that everybody did. There was just
Didn't even put a message.
admiration.
It'll read it out loud.
only
Bernadette
bad
and
person
Jonathan,
would ask
thank
a
you for the
question
subs on
like that,
YouTube.
to be
Welcome in.
honest with you. I don't know who you are, but only a very evil person would ask a question like that. I think this has been heroism. This has been incredible, really, the job you've all done. It's easy to sit back and say, oh, what could have happened here or there, you know. Maybe we could have done something differently. This was a thing that has never happened before. And nobody's ever seen anything. I've never seen anything like this. I've gone to some real bad ones. I've never seen anything like this. So I admire you, and I consider you heroes and heroine, and I think you've done an amazing job. Brian, go ahead, please.
Holy shit.
could ask you, who was the
Leaky
first
with the
person to
$4.99
contact
super
you
chat.
to
Thank
notify
you.
that this,
You guys aren't
tragedy
even
was
putting
unfolding?
messages, man.
Probably Christy.
It'll read
but
them
I
out
was
loud.
notified
Put
by
messages
a lot.
in there.
Chip
What are you guys
called
doing?
also. Chip was here for.
Appreciate y'all, for real.
Flood.
Thank
He was
you.
going to miss the signing for the big, beautiful bill.
We're going to reach our goal quick.
And he called to apologize. He said he's going to be delayed because of a little flood, and the little flood turned out to be the biggest flood anyone's ever seen. So, Chip but Christy called right away. She was there. I looked the next morning. She was right there on the ball. So.
I just want to say, as a native Texan, I've received hundreds of messages. I told you that the other day, but I want to tell our representatives that are here in the crowd today, thank you for your
Fruba
response.
and Yo-Yo
This is Texas
and
strong.
Tamara, thank you,
President Trump
and
is America
Matt,
First policy in terms
thank you
to
all for the subs on
responding to a
YouTube.
tragedy
Welcome
like this.
in.
Thank you on behalf
I'm
of
sorry if
Texas
it's not
as well.
catching
Thank
everybody.
you very much. Well, that's a nice.
Too many of you are subbing at once.
report. That's a nice question. That's a nice, but I like his statement even better. Thank you very much, Brian. That's very nice. Yeah, please, go ahead.
Great to see you, President Trump.
Thank you.
Thank you, First Lady Melania, from being here. I'm born and raised in Texas, and there's not a person in our state who hasn't been
Leaky said,
impacted
much love. Keep
by
sharing
this
the truth,
tragedy.
brother. I
What's been
appreciate that,
so
homie.
disheartening recently
You're
are
the
these
real one.
ghouls on the left, like Jasmine
I will
Crockett,
for
and the
you.
left-wing media, who want to point fingers and play partisan games and fundraise off of this crisis. And what I love about Texas is we come together in a crisis across party lines, ideological lines. So what is your message, and maybe Governor Abbott as well, to
Hey,
these
for
folks
real,
on the
say
left
some
who are
prayers
using this
for
to gain
Texas,
partisan
though.
points in viral videos?
They need the help the most. I
Well,
appreciate
I'll start
everybody that
off,
went out and
by
worked at
just
these
saying,
places.
you know,
That's some real shit.
They've lost
I wish
their
I could help.
confidence. They've had a tremendous run of bad talent. I don't say bad luck, I say bad talent. And all they want to do is criticize. And I hope we can someday be bipartisan, but all they like to do is criticize. And they're getting just absolutely clobbered because everyone sees what an incredible job the governor did. Everybody in this room, everybody at this table in particular, but everybody in this room did an incredible job. And the public knows it. You know, the public's wise to it. They have their sound bite. They send out a sound bite, and it's supposed to be, you know, you're supposed to say
Hey,
that. If you
Ruth
don't say
and
that, they throw you out
Leaky,
of
thank you for the
party.
subs on
No,
YouTube.
they've
Forever
they've
with
lost,
me.
Honestly, they've lost their confidence. I see some of the people they're putting forward, and those people will only ruin our nation. Our nation, a year ago, was dead. And it was going down, but it was dead. And now we have the most successful nation anywhere in the world. You take a look. I was with the King of Saudi Arabia. I was with the leaders of the world recently at NATO. Every one of them said the same thing. They
Welcome
said,
in,
it's the
everyone new.
most amazing thing I've ever seen. Your nation was dead 1 year ago. And now you have the hottest nation. It's the hottest nation, hottest in quotes. It's the hottest nation anywhere in the world. Every leader is saying that we are. We're the hottest
Ansel
nation
me. Thank
in
you
the
for the
world.
sub on YouTube. Welcome in.
We've all gotten together. We've done a great job. This state has been unbelievable. I work so well with the governor and with your senators and with everybody in this state. We just
Spilled it on myself.
We get it done. We've had some pretty big problems here with the floods and all the different things that we've worked out, and we respond very quickly, and they respond very quickly, and they spend their money wisely. You know, we give them a lot of money, but they spend it wisely. I can't say that's true always. Sometimes we give money and they don't spend it so wisely. They spend it very, very foolishly. So, Governor, do you want to say a few words?
Sure.
Ooh,
One
Governor.
thing that you pointed out that we all know about Texans is part of our bloodstream, and that is we're Texas tough.
Dr.
We're
Phil
made
went
for
to sleep,
challenges.
chat.
I read a piece the other day.
Look at Phil in the
just
middle.
Quote one line from, and that is, when the rivers rise, so do we.
Oh, dude,
And
the
we
governor's
rise to
way
the
back
occasion.
here. What am I
And
doing?
the way that
He's
we
the
do
dude in
that
white.
is by everybody working together. We're one team united. We are Texans, and fighting as Texans, we're going to rebuild not just Kerrville or Hunt or Kerr County, but across the entire state, across regions. We're going to come together and fight together and ensure that we elevate even better, keeping foremost in mind exactly what Dr. Phil was talking about. As we rebuild, we've got to constantly comfort the families of those who have suffered a loss. Those two things combined, and we will be our quintessential selves.
Iman
that is
and
Texas
Caden,
tough,
thank you for the subs on
Texas
YouTube.
resilient.
Welcome in.
Thank you very much.
Mr.
Go ahead, sir.
Mr.
The blue-
President, first
the
of all,
blue shirt.
thank you for
No, right over here. Go ahead.
I'll wait for Chip. He's my representative. I'll wait for him.
Mr. President, if I could just jump in and just say one thing,
Chip.
which is I can't thank you enough. When I called you on Friday, you said whatever you need. When I called the secretary's office, she called me within 15 minutes and said whatever you need, and then she came here this weekend. I've never seen such a quick response and such a focus on delivering for the people. But importantly, I want to thank all of my colleagues in the House sitting right over there. Every single one of them called me personally. Every single one of them reached out to this team that the governor was just talking about, the team effort to deliver for the people of Texas.
Yo,
They're here
Farouk,
now.
thank you for the sub
not
on
here to
YouTube. Welcome
microphone.
in.
They're here just to be here because they believe in this state and they believe in what you're doing as the president and they believe in what the governor's doing. And importantly, this morning, I was at a press conference for the Community Foundation of the Hill Country, which has raised over $30 million from the great, people of this state and from around the country, and they sent checks out today of $5 million to people in this community to help them with cash for people, for small businesses, first responders, and all the people that need help to reunite. And the final point I'll just say, for all of the media clamoring to ask that ridiculous first question and try to point fingers, the governor said it best when he said that pointing fingers is for losers. This state is about looking forward.
Gitchy,
and we'll
thank you
figure
for the
out how to
sub on
make our
YouTube.
systems
Welcome
the
in.
best they can be. But importantly, when you see
We're at a
26
super
feet
chat
of
goal
water
of
rising
2 out
a
of 10,
foot per
guys.
minute,
Let's reach it today.
Don't go around
Let's
pointing
get that
fingers.
shit.
The people in this community rallied around to help people, and that's the enduring image. Those little girls from Camp Mystic who were singing hymns as they watched the damage as they left that camp coming out of there. And that's who the people of Texas are. And I thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you very much. And, 2 words, unity and competence. If you were to ask me 2 words that I've seen here, one is unity. The unity has been unbelievable. And then
A
the
lot of people
competence.
came
The
together to
competence
help
of the
Texas.
Coast Guard and some of the people within the Coast Guard that saved a lot of lives. They went out and they saved a lot of lives. But there were others other than the Coast Guard. But I would say competence and unity. The way everyone has just pulled together. It's rare that you see this.
Mr. President.
Again, I've been to so many, and I've seen bickering and fighting, and just it doesn't work the same way. This has been amazing. This is the biggest because I've never seen one like this. Neither has anybody else, by the way. Yes, please.
Hey, it's
Yes.
Joe Pags, Mr. President. It's been a while since we've seen each other. Obviously, the staffing was where it needed to be. In fact, it was heavier than it should have been because of the holiday weekend. Whatever they're saying in the left news isn't the truth. You're a developer, though. At 1 o'clock in the morning, the technology only goes as far as it goes. Kids don't have their phones. Phones are dead. People by the riverside don't have electricity. They're not going to get a phone alert that way. As a developer, going forward, knowing that everything was done lightning fast by Secretary Noem, by you, by the governor, and everybody else, you did everything right. What do we do next time, though, to make sure that people are alerted if they're dead asleep? Maybe an alarm system, maybe a siren system. You might know better than I. But what do we do going forward? Because we've got to make sure that people get the alert when it's time to get the alert. Thank you.
Yeah, you'll probably have to do that. You'll probably come up with something very unique because there is no system right now. There's been a thing like this has never happened that anybody knows. Certainly not to this extent, but I know the governor and everybody is working on it. They're meeting, and they'll figure something out. Go ahead, Governor.
Yeah, so we begin a session in 10 days. We will address every single question that you just asked. You mentioned some of the ideas. There are many more. And we want to hear, most importantly, we have to devise a response that's right for this community. And this community has to weigh in, and they need time to be able to convey that to us. But we're going to work on alerts. We're going to work on every single solution to make sure things like this don't happen again, not just in this community, but in other river basins across the state also. So we will work to get it right, and we've jotted down, Joe, every idea that you just mentioned.
Ted Cruz, go ahead, please, Ted.
Ted Cruz.
Well, Mr. President, I want to say thank you for
Tom
being
Cruise's
here.
brother?
First Lady, thank you for being here. Where we are right now, the Hill Country, is a very special part of the state.
Dr. Phil woke up.
It is
He looks
universally
pissed.
considered the most beautiful part of the state. You've got rolling hills. You've got these incredible peaceful, wonderful rivers. The Guadalupe River, just about all of us have been swimming in that river, floating in that river. And one of the things that's really special
Dude,
about
why
Cook
is
County
Dr. Phil looking at this man
is
like
there are
this?
40 summer camps here. This is a place where all across Texas our kids go. The governor's daughter came every year to camp here. Both of you know our girls really well. Heidi, the week before this flood, was here in Hunt picking up our daughter Catherine from camp. And Camp Mystic, that faced such devastating loss, is an institution in this state. It's 100 years old. It was founded in 1926. And I'll tell you, in Texas, it's not just here that the hurt is felt. It's every part of the state. Houston, Dallas, San Antonio, Austin, West Texas, East Texas. Texans have gone, and what's amazing is you see at the closing ceremonies of these camps, you see multiple generations. You'll see grandmothers and moms and little girls who have all gone to the same camp. And the pain that the state is feeling, and on Monday I went
Everybody wants to know why
through
Dr.
Camp
Phil's
Mystic.
here.
In the center of the camp is a cabin called the Bubble Inn, where the littlest girls were staying.
Oh, no.
And in front of the Bubble Inn are right now 17 small white crosses in the ground. And each cross has the name of another little girl who lost her life. And the final cross has the name of Dick Eastland, the camp director who gave his life trying to save his girls. And the water rose in that camp.
Prayers in chat
and
for
in
them,
that
for real.
cabin, 8
And their
feet
families.
high. You can see the water line 8 feet high. It blew the windows out of the cabin and it swept those girls out. I will tell you, I've never seen anything more horrible in my life. And I just sat there crying. I saw mom and dad come up to one of those crosses, drop to their knees and kiss that cross. And the mom
Yeah,
was
Phil's
weeping.
not happy with this guy talking. He wants to interrupt
I
again
also
so
want
bad.
to tell you, and you said this, you talked
Yo,
about
Tommy,
unity.
thank you for the sub on
The
YouTube.
way
Welcome
this
in.
community, the way the state is coming together is incredible. There are stories of heroism. I met a mom and dad who had a 14-year-old
What are you
boy
doing,
at Camp
Kat?
La Junta, a boys' camp. Their 14-year-old son was awakened at 3 in the morning. The water was rising. The counselor said, let's go save the little boys. And they went down to the 7, 8, 9-year-old boys and pulled them out of their camps through the crashing water. And this mom and dad were crying.
Yeah, Phil's
Now, their
no,
son
he
survived.
he didn't blink and now he's
And
asleep.
I said, look, your son will
Dead
always have
asleep.
this trauma. You will always have this trauma. But at the same time, your son will always know when he was 14 years old that there are little boys and one day there are men who are alive because he had the courage as a 14-year-old to risk his life to save them. And so we are grateful you're here. And I will say something Chip referenced is very true. There's a video of a school bus full of campers from Mystic after this crisis, riding past the devastation, and they are singing Christian hymns. And I promise you there's not a person here who can watch that video and not weep. Tears of sorrow, but also tears of joy. So we are grateful.
Chat, after
for
this,
the response.
we're gonna watch
Governor,
some of the
first
Texas
responders,
videos.
Everyone
We're gonna watch some of the
who's
live
come
like
together,
footage.
and to all the moms and dads, just know we love you. The agony, my street at home, every house has a green ribbon
Yo,
around
yes,
it for the
Nia,
girls
thank you
of
for this,
Mystic.
or Yesenia,
And
thank you for the
that's true
sub
in a
on
lot of
YouTube.
streets
Welcome
all
in.
throughout Texas, and we will come through this
probably
one way
only
or the other.
subbed for
I'll
the
tell you,
cat,
the Hunt
though, I
store
know.
right now, the sign says Hunt Store, except today it doesn't. It says Hunt Strong. They redid the sign. That's the spirit of who we are.
Thank you, Ted, very
Mr.
much.
Pre-
Well, yes, please.
I wanted to respond just to something that Joe Pag said and the governor. The speaker and I announced yesterday that we will begin our hearings in 2 weeks, but in 3 weeks, we're going to have a hearing in this room so that the residents and the people in this area don't have to come to Austin. We're going to come to them, and we'll stay here as long as it takes to hear their stories and their needs. and their
Mary,
wants.
thank you for the sub on
So
YouTube.
we're going
Welcome
to be here
in.
in 3 weeks in this room. to
Good,
hear
Dan.
from them.
Very good. Well, I just want to thank everybody for coming together and the word unity again, but I just want to thank you very much. And we'll be helping you from Washington, D.C., like no other president would do. Nobody else.
Chat,
nobody
you guys
else
are
would
wild.
do it. Nobody else would
All right, Kat,
be
time to disembark.
get back to you. You know, you're fully funded, as you know. And Christy, I would say they were fully funded within minutes of hearing about this. And, you know, the state of Texas, number one, they do it right, and they've done it right for a long time. And it's, you know, a very special place to me, I will tell you that. Politically, I don't want to say politics, but politically it's been a very special place to me. Our great Secretary of Agriculture, who you've done such a great job, Brooke Rollins, you come from Texas, and I just want to thank you. She even got the cost of eggs right down, you know. They hit me with that one, and she got
We talk
them down
about
so
eggs
quickly,
every
nobody knew
stream
it.
now.
By Easter, everybody was having eggs at a lower price than they ever thought
Chat, what is the
possible.
price of
But
eggs
you've
where
done a
you are? Let me know in the
fantastic job. But
chat
it's
right
just
now.
been a special, it's been
It's
a
like
very special
$4 for
state
me.
to me, and it's my honor. And
Doesn't
we will
feel
continue
down.
to work together. And well, it's a bad situation, and you can never say, oh, it's going to be bigger, better, stronger. You know, it's just so many lives have been lost. You can't say that, but we're going to make it. We're going to make it back. We're going to make it back, and we're going to make it good again. And everybody wants to do it. And I just want to thank you, and I want to congratulate
Yo,
you.
what's
You
good,
guys have
Cher?
been
Welcome in.
unbelievable. Thank you for your words.
We're
before. It
monetized
was
now, brother.
unbelievable. The job you've done, Kim, everybody. Every
Appreciate all
single
the
one of
support,
you, so
chat,
you
for
should
real.
be very proud.
We're finna go up
And,
from here.
We're very proud of you. Thank you all very much for doing such a
Damn,
good job. Thank
Laura, you better be
very
lying.
much.
$7? Guys, quit capping. Your eggs are not that crazy. Who's spending $8 on eggs? Okay, let's look at some of the actual footage from Texas. I haven't looked at any of the actual, like, camera footage or what people have seen or shown from Texas.
What we're seeing is simply staggering. Right now, rescue crews are still trying to find people who are
Oh my
missing,
God.
including 27 girls from a summer
Can we
camp
not do the news,
overrun
though?
by
Let's,
floodwaters just a short distance from where we are right now. It's actually right behind me, Camp Mystic. It's been over 48 hours since floods.
Here we go. Something
Search
like
crews
this.
move on horseback along the banks of the Guadalupe River.
It is a methodical
$10 in California?
which
Come on, guys.
ensures
Your eggs can't be that
every
much.
area in an area to be searched.
That's crazy.
Is covered and searched, and that no stone is left unturned.
Most of the missing are in Kerr
121
County, where
killed.
officials have been pressed to explain why a code red alert went out late. Phil Robertson says his family never got an alert and had to fight for their lives. At one point, he thought he saw help approaching on the rushing waters.
I see people's arms waving, and I think it's a boat, and when it gets up, it's a car. And I'm yelling at them, I'm safe, don't worry about me. And they're not yelling, we're coming to get you, they're yelling help. And that, I don't know what happened to them, but they just swept around this way.
Oh my gosh.
More than 2,000 responders are on the ground here in Kerr County, helping with the search for victims. Much of that is happening along the bridges and banks of the river.
It's just getting through these brush piles. I mean, I've been in some piles that are the size of school buses. They're big, they're massive, and they're everywhere.
Stories of survival and heartbreak are everywhere. Cody Velasek's family in Hunt
Guys, can you imagine a tree coming at you? Like, how do you stop that? You can't be a good swimmer to stop that. Let's check and see if we can see that him footage. It's going to be, okay, warning, chat. I've heard this one's very, very bad. I don't know if we can find it, but just warning, this is a very sad clip. Apparently, yeah, here it is.
It's fresh like spring. We want to pass it on.
These are some of the kids during the flood.
I'll shout it from the mountaintops. I want my world to know the Lord of love has come to me. I want to pass it on. Oh, it chases me down, fights till I'm found. Leaves the 99. I couldn't earn it.
Later, Cher.
I don't deserve it, but still you give yourself away. Oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God.
That damage is insane. Everything is just covered in water. Trees fully knocked over.
It's fresh
You see the damage it did to the trees? Imagine what it did to the houses. Can we see some phone footage, perhaps, like, during the flood? Not looking for news coverage. I'm looking for, like, some actual reported flooding. Okay, here's some drone footage from the Texas flooding. Yeah, jeez, look at that. Look at that. It doesn't look like there's any sound for this, but just look at the fucking animosity from this. 2 seconds, it could be over that bridge. Houses, that's like 3rd floor. Those things are, there's 1, 2, 3. Okay, so it completely covers the ground floor. The bottom floor is just completely covered. As soon as it gets past this, it's going straight to those houses. Entire house is covered like this one. You guys see that one bottom left? Entire buildings. I think for those that haven't seen this or haven't really been following the Texas stuff, like, you can't imagine the size and the veracity
Tonight, the desperate
that this
search
had.
and recovery for survivors in central Texas. By air, foot, and water, going through the mangled wreckage left in the wake of that fatal flash flood.
We remain hopeful every foot, every mile, every bend of the river.
Oh my God! But the clock is ticking. Search efforts entering their 4th day after torrential rain sent the Guadalupe River surging, turning the holiday weekend into a trail of horror.
Water rose so quick, you couldn't do anything about it.
You know what I see? I see a graveyard. This is sacred ground. It's real hard not to feel bad because I know some of these people.
Dozens of people still missing, at least 105 people dead, more than 1,000 people have been rescued.
In debris fields like this, there are dozens of workers. You can see them scattered. There are debris piles like this extending for dozens of miles down the Guadalupe River.
And among the dead, at least 27 children from one summer camp, the beloved Camp Mystic.
These are babies that were lost.
It is the safest place on Earth. That night on July 4th, it quickly became the most unsafe place on Earth, but not just Mystic, the whole hill country.
Now the stories of their heroism
And there was, 200 kids looking to someone for some sort of comfort and safety.
and survival.
We saw all of the other camps destroyed, obliterated.
Plus, questions being raised about emergency warnings. Could more lives have been saved in the 2nd deadliest flood in Texas history?
We know we get rains, we know the river rises, but nobody saw this coming.
Texas Hill Country, known for its majestic beauty, has been home to several summer camps for generations. But it's also been dubbed Flash Flood Alley.
This area of Texas is called Flash Flood Alley because of its steep terrain, its shallow soil, and the numerous high-intensity rainfall events that happen, especially because of its proximity to the Gulf and getting moisture even from the Pacific.
At the epicenter of these deadly floods, Camp Mystic. It's a Christian girls' camp near Hunt, Texas, where 750 campers spent the night into July 4th. Several campers and a counselor are still missing.
It was just a normal day. The day before, nobody had any idea what was going to happen.
Camp nurse Devin Williams filming the day's festivities before tragedy struck, staff entertaining campers in the dining hall, games being played on the lawn outside. Caroline Cotrona was a counselor at the camp's nearby Cypress Lake, 9 minutes from the Guadalupe River, where she was also previously a camper for 7 years. Never would she have thought the sanctuary for so many girls would be destroyed.
We went to bed, thunder came in around midnight. I woke up about every hour looking at the clock and just watching the night go on, and I was like, wow, it's still storming, it's still storming, it's still storming.
At 3:35 a.m., the National Weather Service upgrading a previous flash flood warning, urging people to move to higher ground now. But Caroline, like so many others, didn't get that notification.
We turn in our phones, so none of us had our phones, because that's just what all camps do anywhere. That's part of the reason I wanted to go, is you don't have your phone.
It was sometime between 4 and 6 a.m. when the nearby Guadalupe River surged, rising 26 feet in less than an hour.
We're covering
In
some of the Texas flood
you
footage
had
right now.
this really slow-moving system that's just circulating and barely moving. On top of that, you added moisture from 3 distinct places. So that's like turning on 3 faucets into a kiddie pool and just letting them pour and pour and pour.
This time-lapse video showing just how fast another nearby river rose hours later. Houses washed away, bridges severely damaged, trees snapped in half, many toppled, and homes left in the middle of the road. And when the sun rose, an apocalyptic scene. Muddy mattresses, those bent bunk beds, and sodden pink comforters.
We had no idea
That's so
people were
fucked.
missing. We had no idea that they had to wade through water, barely able to stand to get to the pavilion.
Devin and the surviving campers bust to safety.
Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
Those surviving girls singing as they passed through miles of shredded countryside, past the trees that were smashed and the SUVs piled up like toys.
Probably the most dangerous.
Coast Guard rescue swimmer Scott Ruskin telling our David Muir what he witnessed when he landed at that camp. The crew decided Scott would have to stay on the ground with the children. It would allow them to get more out. He ended up rescuing 165 people.
If you stayed on scene, it would give him a little more space in the helicopter.
Let's go.
Yeah, we assume that, based
W,
on weight,
homie.
we'd probably take 2 more kids every trip.
So they got to work. The children, some just 7 and 8 years old, looking to Scott for answers.
Primary, just asking about their friends. They wanted to see if I knew anything about their friends, show me pictures.
W.
Do
Scott.
whatever they could to try to find their friends. And
My
I just
man's
told them,
saving
hey guys,
people.
like,
Kenneth,
I don't
thank
know
you
where
for the
they
sub
are.
on YouTube.
We
Welcome
have
in.
every crew we can possibly imagine.
You're my
At
hero.
one point, you were carrying 2 girls in one arm.
Yeah, it was 1 in each arm, but yeah, it was just 2 little kids, like 7 years old, didn't have shoes on. I was like, dude, I'm not gonna make you guys walk through this mud, like while you're trying to get to a helicopter.
Camp Mystic has a storied history. Famous alums include Laura Bush, who worked as a counselor, and the daughters of Lady Bird Johnson. According to the group's website and seen here in one of their videos, campers are encouraged to develop friendships and learn life skills.
I mean, what camp should be? It's the best place ever, and you have 0 worries there. It's,
We got 6 minutes, chat. It doesn't look like we're going to
heaven.
meet our super chat
Now
goal.
Caroline and the community
They are read out
awarding
loud.
their own
TTS.
praying for those
You know what I'm
missing.
saying, baby?
The families of twin sisters Hannah and Rebecca Lawrence saying in a statement, Hannah and Rebecca gave their parents John and Lacey and sister Harper and all in our family so much joy. They and that joy can never be forgotten. The father of Kellyanne Lytle, who is still missing, releasing this video of her singing The Reindeer Rock at a recent Christmas pageant. Recent high school
Fuck,
graduate
man.
Chloe Childress, who worked as a counselor,
Yo, if you
was
live near
planning to
Texas,
attend
get out there and
University of
help.
Texas in the fall before dying
Please.
in the tragedy.
Please help them find
Dick
these
Eastland
people.
was the beloved owner of Camp Mystic, dying trying to save as many campers as he could.
He was just this kind of camp dad that everyone looked up to and loved, and always present.
A far different outcome at the nearby boys' camp of La Junta, where everyone made it out to safety. But the destruction was severe.
I had a first-hand view of the flood, and my brother here, he had to swim out of his cabin.
Brothers Piers and Ruff and Boyette were at La Junta when the floodwaters rushed in.
On the way here, we saw all of the other camps destroyed, obliterated.
Another harrowing story of survival, 22-year-old Devin Smith rescued after clinging to a tree more than 14 miles downstream. Carl Jeter spotting her from his home and calling first responders.
Help is coming!
That survivor's uncle, Travis Reynolds, meeting that homeowner who spotted her in that tree, hugging him, thanking him, grateful.
It means a lot.
In another rescue, video showing neighbors and local authorities helping
Wow.
to rescue a woman in rapidly rising floodwaters, a chain of people pulling a rope to get her to safety.
Yo,
Officials
for
in the
real.
region facing questions about whether
These are some
lives
real
could have been
heroes.
saved by a better warning system. Kerr County officials said they had previously presented a proposal for a more robust flood warning system, similar to a tornado warning system, but were unable to pass it because of the cost. Stuart Gross, a Texas code enforcement officer from Ingram, says no alert wakened him.
What was it that woke you up?
The fire department.
It wasn't the alert on your
No.
phone? What you're saying is that a better alert system would have saved lives.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
They
If
need to
it
have,
wasn't
like,
for the Ingram
sirens
Volunteer Fire
for
Department,
that.
We would have lost a lot more people down below.
Officials ducking questions about the alert system and today canceling an afternoon press conference.
It's very tough to make those calls because what we also don't want to do is cry wolf.
The state's Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick speaking to Fox News saying sirens in the area might have made all the difference.
The state will step up, and we need to have these in place by the next summer.
And tonight, a vigil in Houston for the girls of Camp Mystic, along with other lives lost.
Our thanks to Matt.
All right, guys, that is all the footage that we're gonna cover from that. For real, like, big support coming to Texas. Appreciate everybody that's out. We had, they had so many people volunteer, rescuers come out. That is the one good thing that I've heard from multiple sources, not just government aid. I'm talking like people coming out and helping these people. So definitely, that's big thumbs up for them. We have just wrapped up our update hour. I want to thank you guys for being with me tonight, and we have finally gotten monetized on this channel, so that is some big ups. Tonight I want to thank Yvette and Leaky, my first 2 ever super chats. You guys are fucking amazing. Content is about to start leveling up around here, and I appreciate all you guys for sticking around for as long as you did. However, I'm going to end this off tonight. Tomorrow I got some great things planned. Make sure you sub and make sure you stick around for that. Peace, homies. We'll catch you all on the next one.